So I sold a foot picture to a random person on the internet yesterday, and I want to tell you about it. Now, to start, this was completely on accident. So I run a podcast called Corporate Quitter. Season 1 just ended, and all we did was focus on like moral and ethical ways to make money. But in season 2, I want to get into like the really weird, convoluted, risky fucking shit, like selling feed pics. I had announced this on my Twitter page, and all of a sudden I started to get DMs from people who were like, oh, you sell foot pictures? Like, I'm willing to pay. And I was like, what the fuck? You know, again, because I'm a podcaster, I conduct research, I do experiments, like I ask questions. I'm like, great, this is perfect. I'll find my specific person to ask these, and then I'll actually do the act so I can walk you guys through it for shits and giggles. And if you want to go with it, by all means, go for it. Right off the bat, I want to say this is not for everyone. If you're not able to successfully read people or like do an internal gut check, this is not for you. People are fucked up in this world, and they're going to tell you all the things you want to hear, so you need to make sure that you internally check with yourself if this feels right or not. Now, after going through like tons of messages, like literally tons, it was overwhelming. I did find this one gentleman who was older who was like, I will tell you everything you want to know, and if you feel like doing research and trying yourself, great. I'm like, cool, let's do it. So the first question I asked him is like, what is it about feet that you like? What characteristics, right? Is it certain toenail polish? Like, are they small? Are they big? Like, what about it? He then said that there are people in the space who like specific things about feet, and those people who actually love feet. But then there's also simps, or people who are submissive men who just want to be degraded with the act of doing it, or receiving it, I guess. Now, this guy in particular was more of a simp. He just wanted someone to degrade him, essentially. It doesn't have to get gross. It doesn't have to get, like, sexual or anything like that. It could basically be like, you're a piece of shit. And then he's like, oh, amazing. Which is hilarious, because as women, like, you mean I get paid to be a bitch? Like, that's my fucking dream. Not really, but moving on. The next question I asked him about, like, privacy, right? Contracts, NDAs, do any of that stuff exist in the space? He said no, because most people either are operating under an anonymous profile, or there's like, it's a weird space to be in, so everyone wants to be private regardless. Next, I was like, where do you find people to even like sell them to or purchase them from? He said to his knowledge, the best place was Twitter. There's actually what they call fetish Twitter. It's a whole fucking world of people on there who are specifically looking for feet pictures and things like that. They use hashtags and all that stuff. That's how he found me, though I didn't do it on purpose. It was just me announcing the change in my podcast, but it worked. So then I wanted to get into like the nitty gritty. Okay, you've selected your person, whatever, vetted them out. Now what, essentially? So you can then send your picture either through Twitter directly, probably not an email because that's not secure, maybe through Telegram, I don't know, but basically nothing that is attached to your like actual personal shit. And then to receive money, you download Cash App, which I did, and it's super fucking easy. You just link your debit card, and it takes literally like 5 seconds. Now, after all that is said and done, in terms of pricing, it varies from person to person and kind of like what's involved with it. So for him, the standard rate, he said, is like $5 to $10 for like a foot shot. Meaning it's literally just your foot, like literally just your foot, nothing else. And he said that more established people in the space who might do more, like send voice memos, like fucking yelling at you, or like whatever it is in your fucking speed, like may be able to charge more money from it. So yeah, so that's what I got on feet pics. I'm going to do a whole podcast episode on this to elaborate more. Enjoy.